The biggest fear of them all. Once upon a time, a little boy visited a magical land with his family. This place was nothing like he had ever seen before. There were tigers on leashes, there were monkeys who rode unicycles on ropes, there were elephants that painted and even played basketball. Everything about this place amazed him. But then one day, it all took a dark turn. Suddenly, this land was not as beautiful as it seemed. Now it looked like the realm of the devil himself. All the color had faded, the flowers had wilted, and it all happened on that one day he decided to parasail. Now, at first, he had no idea how far out of his comfort zone he was going. He did not know that he would be scared of this fun activity. But on that day, he stepped out of his little bubble and tried something he was afraid of. And he conquered that fear. Yes, pants were dirtied on the way, and eyes had cried thick glistening tears, but he did it. I did it. You see, this little 9-year-old boy was me, and the magical land I visited was Malaysia. We were staying in a hotel close to the beach in Langkawi, where we were nearing the end of our trip. My uncle, who loves me with all his heart, think even more than his own children, decided he wanted to go parasailing. Me, being his favorite, obviously had to accompany him on this endeavor. So we showed up at the beach just before 6, ready to parasail. Well, my uncle was ready. I was wetting my pants. Before this, we were at a mall where I had just eaten shrimps with their eyes on, which was another experience altogether. And I was not feeling so well. My stomach felt uneasy, and now standing at the beach, I just wanted to throw up. But I kept a smile on my face and nodded when asked if I would be doing the activity as well. I had to say yes, right? As a 9-year-old, men did not have any fear, so how could I back out and admit that I was scared? And so I got ready. I braced myself for the worst. What could possibly happen? Not like I was going to fall in the water, right? To the crocodiles? Or alligators? I was not sure about the difference then, and I'm not sure about the difference now, but still, there was no way at all I would go in the deep water. Plus, since I was so small, I had to fly with my uncle, so I felt even more reassured. Now, 5 minutes later, I was ready. I had my life jacket on, and I was all clipped up. The instructor was going over some basic instructions, which I did not pay any attention to, and then we were all set. We stood about 20 feet away from the bank, with the parachute behind us. The string from our jackets was attached to the boat that was going to pull us. I felt confident. I was going to do this. I felt calm. The wind was nice. I could feel it on my face. It was gentle and warm. It carried the smell of the sea and the food stands behind me selling fried fish. The sun was on its way down. The golden sunlight touched the sea, making the water a beautiful shade of pink, purple, and blue. The waves danced on the bank pleasantly. Everything around me looked beautiful. But then, I made the mistake of looking up. What I saw flying up there was not a bird. It was a grown man who looked tiny because he was so high up. Suddenly, I felt my knees buckle, and all my confidence gave away. It felt like the wind had been knocked out of me, and all the color in the world had faded. The setting sun was taking the last bit of light, the last bit of hope with it too. At the same time, I swear my life jacket grew bigger. Now it was too big for me to carry. I felt weighed down by it, and I just felt like it kept on getting bigger and bigger. Mind you, in grade 3, I was really scrawny. Looking at me now, you might not believe it. The start of grade 3, I went through a period of serious illness which made me lose a lot of my body mass. And now standing here, about to be pulled by a boat, I felt like an ant trapped in a dark and cruel world. Now I was contemplating my next move to get out of this mess I had myself in, when I heard the instructor yell go. I was pulled out of my thoughts and forced to run down towards the bank by my uncle. No, 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 oh God! My thoughts exactly. I closed my eyes as my feet touched the cold water, and when I opened them next, I was in the air. I looked down at the water. We were not that high up yet, but I still felt sick to my stomach. I felt the Aminata in the States. I did not belong here. I should be on the ground, not in the air, but I was trapped, bound by the very ropes that kept me from drowning. There was no way to go back right now, so I decided to close my eyes. I felt the wind once again. In my panic state, I had been ignoring it. It felt good. I realized that I was keeping my body rigid, so I relaxed a little. It felt better. I eased up even more. Ah, this wasn't so bad. I moved my feet around as we slowly rose higher and higher. Now at the top, I felt a calm like I had never felt before. Gliding through the air, I felt as one with the wind. And now you would think this was the end of it. Jezza got up there, faced his fear, found out he liked it, right? Well, I got you fooled. See, when I do something, it cannot go perfectly right. There has to be a problem that arises. Well, in this case, the problem made me go all the way down, dropping me back in the water. You see, the string of the parachute got stuck in the boat's motor and the boat stopped working. What did I say? No way I would go in the water, right? What a joke. I was going down. Slowly because the parachute was slowing our descent, but with each second, the beautiful water I had come to love again when flying slowly turned into a dark green abyss. Was it so dirty when I first saw it? Isn't it supposed to be blue and clear? I swear the water seemed evil at the time, and then I realized what was waiting for me at the end of it. Crocodiles and alligators. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. That's all I could think. And then we hit the water. Whoosh! I went under. The life jacket brought me back up, but it was forcing me to go horizontal instead of floating up. My foot was tied in the ropes. That is why the life jacket wasn't keeping me upright. I asked for help from my uncle, who was laughing at the situation. I was spitting out salt water and taking deep breaths, thinking I'm gone. I yelled, My foot, my foot is stuck in the strings. Help me! My uncle can't take my foot out, but he sees my struggle and gives me a hand. He pulls me to his chest and holds me. Now I'm steady, and the fear of drowning is gone. But now I started asking him questions about the crocodiles and the alligators. I knew they were coming for me. He laughs it off, says there is nothing of the sort here, so I ease up, just a bit. Then I looked behind me. I saw the lifeguards coming for us on jet skis. It was kind of cool, like a movie. I felt calmer now. I would be saved. And then all so calmly, my uncle says, But I heard there are sharks in these waters. There was an attack yesterday. I pretty much fainted in his hands and gave up on everything. I just wanted to flow away with the water, meet the same end as Ophelia. Shark food, huh? Never would I have thought that I would die this way. Tears started rolling down my eyes, and the water kept slapping me in the face. It was almost as if the water was saying, Look up, Dumbo. The guards are here. But I didn't look up, at least not till someone grabbed me by the arm and pulled me up. I was on the back of a jet ski now, zipping back to the beach, not sure about how I felt. It felt unreal. Now that I think of it, I think it was because of the fact that I faced my fear. I was afraid of many things on that day. Afraid of deep water, afraid of heights. But I realized that those fears were just cover up for the one true fear I had. The fear of dying. I was not afraid of heights or deep water. I was only afraid of dying. We as people are usually afraid of dying because we are never content with the life we have lived. That is why I ask you, at the end of this wonderful story, to live your life to the fullest. Try new things. Don't have any regrets because you didn't try. You should always try. Who knows what you might discover about yourself or the world? Life is precious, so live it in a way that when our time comes, we leave the world content with the life we had, with a smile on our face, knowing that we conquered the biggest fear of them all, the fear of dying.